Hi, my name's Tony Staunton and welcome back to The Productive Entrepreneur, helping you to get organised, get productive and make more profit. This lecture is entitled Where to Apply Your Focus. And as always, we start off with quotes from famous business people and productive people from around the world and throughout history. And this one comes from Alexander Graham Bell. Concentrate all your thoughts at the task at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. So that's a really great quote and obviously very, very related to what we're doing right now. So if you've been following along with the last two lectures of this section, you will know how to find your focus by asking that one thing question. What's the one thing I can do right now? Once you have that thing that you need to focus on, I then gave you some tips on how to stay focused. So now that you have your focus and you know how to stay focused, we're going to talk about where to apply your focus. So it might seem daunting where to apply your focus, the big areas of your life or the small areas of life. Do I focus on cleaning the house today? Do I focus on work today? What is it I focus on? Well, start with the big stuff and see where it takes you. Over time, you'll develop your own sense of when to use the big picture question and when to use the small focus question. But you have to start somewhere, so get started. I can't stress that enough. As we said in the last lecture, the Mark Twain quote, success starts with one step. So take that one step today. So where can you apply your focus? Well, you can apply it spiritually. Now, spiritually can mean anything to whatever it is your spiritual beliefs are. For me, spiritual is meditation. I focus every day on 20 minutes of meditation and it really helps to set up my day. I do it every morning and it really helps to set up my day. To help me with meditation, I use an app called Headspace. You can apply focus to your physical life. And this is, as we mentioned in the last lecture, exercise. So are you exercising enough? Are you getting enough fresh air? Are you recharging your batteries or are you just working every hour that you have? You might think that you're being productive by working that way, but you're not. Set aside some time for exercise. Ask that question. What is the one thing I can do in my physical life such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Well, if yesterday you were working as many hours as possible and you found it very hard, you were tired very early and you couldn't last a whole day, maybe you're tired, maybe you're run down, and exercise will help. So ask yourself that question. Again, ask yourself the one question. What's the one thing I can do in my personal life such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So in your personal life, what's the one thing that you can do to make things easier? Have you been delaying a conversation with a friend? Do you have to give somebody some bad news? Whatever it is, ask yourself what you can do right now and then go do it. Again, another area to apply your focus are your key relationships. Your parents, your siblings, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it might be. What's the one thing that you can do in your relationships that will make your life easier? What about applying focus to your job or to your business? Maybe you're looking for a new job. Maybe you're looking for a promotion in your current job. Maybe you need to focus and show people what you're capable of. What's the one thing that you can do in your job to make it easier or unnecessary? The same thing goes for your business. Maybe you need more sales this month. Maybe you need more sales this year. What's the one thing that you can do to increase sales by a factor of 5 in the next 6 months? And a final area that I think you can apply your focus to is your financials. How are your financials looking? When was the last time you reviewed them? Have you outstanding bills? Are you in debt? Believe you me, you will feel much better by starting to address these problems now. What's the one thing you can do in your financial life such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Do you need more money? Can you get overtime? Start to apply your focus with this question to each of these areas and see how much your life improves. So how do I recommend you use the question? Well, I think you should start each day by asking yourself the focusing question. Research says that framing a new habit takes 66 days. So if by asking yourself the question, you bring a new habit upon yourself, it's going to take around 66 days for that habit to take hold. And don't be afraid to use tools at your disposal. Your diary, your schedule, your calendar, your phone. Leverage reminders. And also when trying to form a new habit, research shows that those around you can influence you tremendously in the positive and the negative. Don't be afraid to tell those around you what you're doing. If you don't tell people what you're doing, how do you expect them to understand when you can't go out, when you don't answer the phone, when you don't reply to an email? You need to let people know what's going on in your life. Now, If you have time, why don't you leave me a message in the discussion section and tell me how you are applying the focusing question to an area of your life. And as always, if you have any questions, just ask. And I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.